Okay, I think we can start now. It's 7:04. Yeah. First of all, thanks everyone for joining this wonderful session where we talk about the end-to-end test automation regarding the UiPath. Uh, my name is Amit. Let me give a short introduction about myself. Uh, I am the co-founder and Chief Operating Officer Step One Step Ahead, where I'm also two-time UiPath MVP in a test automation. Along with that, I have around 10 years experiences in IT industry, where I am helping the clients to streamline their automation journey in terms of the test automation, in terms of the process automation. So I have delivered the most complex automation projects with giving the end-to-end capabilities in the entire solutions. Uh, so where I'm loving to explore the new technologies and new things and what are the in terms of automation specs, what are the new things are there. So that's my passion and hobby, you can say that. So that's a quick introduction about me. Uh, let's go with the quick agenda. What we are going to cover in this session today. So first we'll see the quickly what are the challenges, due to challenges as every QA team, automation team they are facing while delivering the day-to-day QA deliverables. Then we'll talk about the UiPath test suite and how the UiPath test suits solving those challenges, and you can see some metrics, some numbers, how it's drastically changing with the customers. Then these are majorly three areas where today I would like to talk about more. When we're talking about the end-to-end ecosystem, right? If you are using the UiPath test suite with the multi-platform automation, how it can be filtered, it can be useful, what kind of the capabilities that the platform is providing. Then if you're talking about the automated enterprise systems, right? With the enterprise system applications, how the UiPath test suite is more capable, what kind of system can be automated, and the different industry wise, if you wanted to be use a UiPath test suite as a solution, so how on which industry we can leverage it and what kind of use cases we can automate it. So these are things I'm going to cover with few demo session as well, so you can understand how it is happening exactly. And post that we have a question and answer session. If you guys having any question, you can ask after the covering entire sections. Okay, so let me proceed with further. Okay. So let's talk about quickly challenges of the QA team and data we're facing, right? So let's say if you're not using any automation solutions and we have the if you're doing a testing still the manually and so many things need to be covered, right? In a short time of the regression cycles, and so many regression cycles are there. Maybe each company, each project running on the bi-weekly regression cycles or monthly. So there means so many things are need to be covered. So testing coverage is it's not able to possible to a QA team to do a test each and every functionality on different data on different browsers or whatever it is, right? So these are the always challenge with the QA team, right? To limited test coverage and to reduce the testing cycle as well, but it is not possible, right? Apart from that, let's say if we have a traditional test automation tool, but in that tool also we have several issues such as the automation issue, object recognition fail, synchronization between the your automation script speed and the your application speed, then the recovery handlings, and then the environment issues, system updates, desktop update, network changes frequently, and some other application challenges, not able to, getting the objects. So different issues definitely as a automation team also we are facing, right? With if you categorize with the application automation and environment level, since we are automating the with the different tools, right? And with these issues, right, if frequently application change, frequently environment and change, so definitely the maintenance is very efforts very required at a very high level, right? So obviously all the automation team, automation developer, they need to spend a more time on the fixing those things, and obviously organization pays a cost at a very high side, right? So to these are the typically challenges with the QA team, with automation team currently, which are happening, right, with the traditional automation solution what we have, right? But let me today tell you, if you're going with the test suits and without test suit, what the scenarios are. So you can see first. thing here. If you're going with the test without test suite, for example, so generally 80% are still you are doing manually and happy path are automated. So 20% part, let's say your smoke test pack has been automated, right? If you're going with because the lack of challenges with the automations and capabilities in terms of automate entire regression test pack, definitely poor automation coverage. It requires high maintenance effort. So 20, that's what 20% automate. If you want to go to 80%, so definitely, I mean, cost and effort is very high. So that's why some companies they only automating the happy path or and smoke test packs only. So that's why 80% still need to do manually. So it is not a completely a test automation things, right? And whatever the IT budget, for example, if you're receiving 40% for testing, it has been exhausted with the automation manually. And so that's why, I mean, any QA teams, they can't go for the automation because it's very highly cost. Even it's open source technology also we're using it. But the if you're looking at the efforts we need to be spent to developing and maintaining those things, it's very highly cost, right? That we have seen so far. But in opposite side, if you're going with the UiPath test suite, and that's a proven best test suits, right? In the same your IT budget, right? Only UiPath test suite for the automation, it will take only 20% only. So it's reduced the budget, right? Even it's enterprise application, but it reduce the budget because of the effort it required to develop the test cases and manage the test cases. It's very less. And here you can see that the test coverage is 90% is automated. So obviously your effort is drastically getting reduced. And to maintain this 90% automation, right? It required the no maintenance at all. What we have seen that. So around 75% maintenance effort we have, saving for our customer, right? And it's more faster, 50% faster in terms of the automation developing all the scripts, right? So that's why, I mean, you can see with these two pictures how if your entire test portfolio with UiPath test or without UiPath test suite in the same IT budget, you can say your budget has to be 20% and you have a high coverage and you can automate everything. So definitely quality of your product, it will be very high and all the releases and maybe it's a bi-weekly releases or sprint releases you can achieve very smoothly. I was talking about this kind of statistics over here. So you can say 75%, as I mentioned, if you're doing the application testing, regardless of whatever technologies. So in my upcoming slide, I will talk about technologies or what can be supported. But 75% time it can be reduced, 88% time reduced for the testing, right? Whatever time you're spending with manually or with the traditional test automation script, so it's more faster. So 88% each iterations execution cycle time got reduced by the UiPath test suites, and you can achieve more than 90-95% automation. Also, in some cases, we have seen 98% also we are automated. It depends on the what kind of the human intervention if required such kind of test cases. But yeah, overall, you can see you can do your application testing with very confidently, and you can give a sign off of every application with relying on the UiPath test suites and with this stats which has been proven. So, so again, I would like to add one more comparison before test suite and after test suite, so you guys will get the exactly idea about the test suites. So before test suite, let's say if you have tested with few verification, whatever the automation we are building. So I have categorized in three area. One is the build, second is the manage, and third is the run. So if you're doing building, whatever you're building, any automations, scripts, or any module or any test pack, if you're automating, right? So it's required a few, I mean, verification, limited data variation, because it's not possible to automate everything. But if you're using after UiPath test suite, we have several activities with different kind of the applications, right? And you can automate the n number of things. So that's why it's very faster to build up those things because it's a drag and drop. So we don't try to do any coding over here. All the pre-built, if you want to web, mobile, API, database, so whatever kind of automation we do that, all the pre-built functions or activities are already available. So it's very easy to use and develop our test scripts. Next is a manage. So always it's a problem manage your entire deploy your test scripts on the and run it and manage it with at a scale level, right? Let's say in one run you have 100 test regression test pack, and in upcoming releases it will be increased to 500. So the scalability to manage the each and everything is very important, right? And whenever you are if you're going without the test suits, then definitely before test suite, what we're seeing with our customers, right? And there's no ability to monitor what is going on. So let's say if you're running your scripts, right, and you can't see what is the progress, what is going on. So you have to wait till the entire execution will get finished, and then only you can check the logs. But with the UiPath test suite, with the test manager capabilities, we can see in a real-time insights. In a particular test suite, what kind of test cases are there? What kind of test cases has been passed and failed with each and every in a real time. So we don't need to wait for the finish my entire test suite cycles, and then we can go and we check the logs, so we can see in a real time as well. So that is very important for the doing the continuous testing, and in between that also, if some defects is be there, so also test manager have a capability which can be integrated with the Jira or whatever defect management tool you have it, and it can be log the defect as well if defect is genuine, right? So this is the scenario which we have seen before test suite and after test suite with our customers. Again, to run the your, this is typically challenges at a run mode whenever you are doing the execution for the 2000 regression test cases, right? And you have to finish it in one day, right? So sometimes what we observed before the UiPath test suites, so it is not possible to run 2000 test cases because sometimes script is getting broken and entire end-to-end test cases it getting failed, right? So, but in UiPath test suite, we have proper framework capabilities and the test manager capabilities. So it can be, you can see end-to-end run thing. So any issues occurred in between any steps or any test cases, so it will not stop your entire execution. It will still continue further test cases, and it will log, and it will also handle those exception as well. And also it has a very, capabilities. It is there with retrying. So any test cases, it is getting a fail, it will retry once a time, twice a time, and it will, and then maybe sometime there is some uh, uh, issue at that particular time or some glitch. But again, if you're retrying in same time, it will not occur. So UiPath have a retries those things capability as well. So it gives a proper accurate defect as well. So with comparing all these things, right, what we observed, right? So if you're not covering an end-to-end thing before you have a test suite, definitely we have a high rate of maintenance and slower scaling. We can't scale the test cases more and more, or and then obviously risk in the production also be very very high because not able to finish everything. But with you have a test, after that we have seen the result with customers, right? They have the automation uptime all the time. They wanted to run the, let's say, 500 test cases every day to just ensure that their production platform working fine or not. So that also is doable. Uh, and whatever the test cases are getting increased release by release, 500 to 700 or 1000. So those are scaling very at a high speed, what we have seen. And definitely we have a lower rate of maintenance, and that can be proportional to the increase your ROI as well, what you're spending in your IT testing budget. So these are the things which what we have observed with the if you're with the customer, those have before the UiPath and after the UiPath test tools. Uh, we have only 1 hour only, so that's why I'm going very speedily. Definitely, you guys have some questions in your mind. You can put it in the chat, and after finishing my presentation and demo, definitely I will answer each and every questions. Okay, all right. So now I have talked about the UiPath test suites and before and after and what is it. So let's understand some now about this tool. What is exactly UiPath, entire UiPath test suite ecosystem, right? So in UiPath, we have three components majorly. UiPath Test Manager, so where we can manage and analyzing testing results, whatever test cases, test sets need to be run, executed with the schedule those regression test pack or smoke test pack or whatever it is, end-to-end test pack, right? So those we can schedule, we can see the results with the graphs, how many test case pass and fail, all these metrics we can see in UiPath Test Manager. Uh, uh, UiPath test suite, it's very important. So where we are automating those test cases, whatever test cases we need to build up using UiPath Studio, this application we are building, and UiPath Orchestrator, where we can continuously deploy the jobs and these entire the build of your test scripts, and you can monitor, you can see that. Along with that, you have capability. I mean, so this platform also support the RPA, and then I mean, one platform can support your RPA automation development, your test automation development. Along with that, you can also test your RPA workflow as well with UiPath test suits. You can share, you can reuse the of different components, same object, same workflow across your project as well. It can be seamless integration with the ALM and DevOps as well. So we will see when we see different entire ecosystem in next slides. I will tell you about more about it. Okay. Now the question maybe it will be arise in your mind, right? How it has a maximum test coverage. Uh, just because of this one very powerful component in a UiPath, they have a UiPath AI computer vision, right? Because typically whenever we are doing any UI/OS automation, in the UI/OS automation, we are not getting those locators and objects with different. If your application built up on different technology, it's very difficult to find out. But in UiPath, there's a one component, UiPath computer vision. It can be go and it can be inspect each and every elements, right? Even it's hard to crack it, but I mean, this selectors capability is very strong and very robust. So that's why your test automation coverage very increased because of these. They have a UiPath AI computer vision, this kind of the components inbuilt that. So that's the reason the test coverage is getting very high because there is no challenges to I mean inspect the elements of all the any other objects, regardless whatever application has been built up on whatever technologies. Okay, so this is an interesting slide where where we were saying that multi-platform, right? It can be support the platform testing as well. So here on the screen you can see that UiPath entire ecosystem test suite product. It can be support your web automation, API, mobile automation, desktop automation, your enterprise automation, mainframe automation, and the other things, Citric automation also it can be covered. The other integration, let's say CI/CD integrations, also it can be support for the continuous deploy the build and continuously integrate and deploy whatever changes are there. Then the controlling your all the test script versions. So whatever your test script version in the release 1.0 and let's updating modify with some features, it will get upgraded 2.0. So all these version control with GitHub and TFS, SVN, you can make it to control distribute the entire execution. If you have this load of 1000 test cases and you want to do it very fastly, so it has also have capability to distribute the entire execution on two different machines, data-driven testing and analytics reports, ALM integration. So I mean, you can see data generation with different data-driven testing. So this is the end-to-end. That's why we can. It's a multi-platform, right? With whatever kind of testing automation capabilities we require, it can be do very easily. Or you can see. So test manager, as I mentioned, manage the entire test studio, automate your test, orchestrator, distribute the test and run those scripts and robot executing those scripts with unattended mode without having any human interventions. So let me show one quick demo on this thing. So that can be very interesting with the end-to-end automation. So where we have it, let me show you where we have a one demo, right? Where we have a test cases with API automation, with web application, with mobile applications, right? So you can see that how in a same tool, all these end-to-end things can be happen. So this is my spreadsheet where I have mapped all the test data and test cases. So I'm just running this video so you can see that how it is happening. So we start the execution, you can see that. So the first test case, it's API test case to get the weather of the API and check the status code whether it's getting or not. So it's a backend automation. We can't see but you can see in the log. Yes, the status code 200 received and it can be verified as well. That's why it's shown in green color. So now it's proceeding the second test cases, which is the web automation. And then you can see that. So this is basically UiPath Studio where we can run those test cases. So it launched the application and it can do the perform the logins and for the scenarios. Sorry. Yeah. So there is a one scenario, apply for new account. So you can see it is creating a new account and getting the account ID and storing. So and it's taking transaction. So this is a one of the test cases what we have it over here. So that is you can see it's get automated. Then it is moving another test case. It's doing the fund transfer between two different accounts. Yeah, sorry, apply for the accounts and then fund transfer. Then we have a registration test case. It can do the registration form and do the registrations, create the new account. So you can see this end-to-end thing is going on very smoothly. So it's a validation. So we want to see this validation error. So yes, it is there. Now it is done with the with the two test cases. It will go for the I think last it's a fund transfer. Yeah. So it can do transfer money from one account to another account. Again, it can be validated. And the interesting part, whatever the execution is going on, you can see in HTML report with beautiful dashboards, all the screenshots and logs you can see there. You can check it there. Perfect. Let me skip this part. I want to show how it's going from web to the mobile. So yeah, now we can see it is same run, right? At the same time, after finishing the web test cases, you can see it's going for the mobile also. So here is the UiPath device manager. It is really so, and we have whenever we record this video, it's a real-time device was connected. It launched the applications and perform the mobile automation testing as well. So that is the the UiPath test with power, right? So you don't need to different developers or different technologies and different frameworks. So within the same framework, same tool with same developer, you can automate the API, web, mobile, desktop, everything, unless until if you have the knowledge of the UiPath test suite products. That's what you require only, and the basic concept of testings. Yeah. So here you can see that how it's performing the mobile automation. So this is the end-to-end capabilities where we can with different platform, different technologies, if your application or test cases. So whenever we are doing the digital app testing for the omni-channel platform testing, so where we have to test on different platform. Your data or one scenario doing the mobile automation, same thing how it's happening in a web and backend. So that end-to-end testing scenarios, nowadays there. But for that, we don't need to build up different scripts and framework. In one technology, it can be done very easily. So let's go to the report what we have. So yeah, so I was talking about the report part. You can see we have total six test cases, one API, four for web and one for mobile. And you can see each and every steps and logs. And so this is API testing test cases. So you can see the what is the response we received and what we expected. So that's why it's showing green color tick mark and when it executed. So all the details you can see very easily. Second test case, it's for the web and then you enter the URL. These steps are there, and we can see their screenshot as well, right? And what data has been entered. So that's why it's very easy to understand exactly what my bot testing has been done, and each and every screenshot you can go and you can check that with expected result and verification points with different assertions. Same for second test cases, we have the artifacts and everything. Likewise, same for the mobile testing as well. We have it, same screenshots in the same report. So that's the beauty of the UiPath test suits. I can see that now. Okay. Yeah, this is for the mobile. Yeah, fine. So this is all about the UiPath test suite multiple platform. So when you can see if you are Application have multi-platform end-to-end testing, integration testing from one application to another applications, one technologies from front end to back end. So you can do very seamlessly. Okay, let's talk about the enterprise. So we have seen a multi-plat platform with different technology, how we can automate, but there are different enterprise systems are there, and those enterprise system automation also required. And with the if you're going with the traditional technologies, also we facing so many challenges with automating this kind of the enterprise system platform, like as SAP, ACC, or SAP S4HANA, or SAP Ariba. So these are enterprise system. We can easily automate in UiPath test suites. Also, we can do the migration from ECC to S4HANA as well. So those kind of testing, if you do that, those also we can do very easily because UiPath having all the SAP related capabilities, all the components are available. So that can be very easily. Same wise, if you're talking about another enterprise tool, Oracle. So with Oracle, ERP Cloud or e-business suites or SCM Cloud, so what are the different modules are in Oracle, and different applications are there. So those Oracle technology also we can easily automate those test cases in UiPath test suite. Likewise, Salesforce with the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud. So also we can automate. Workday also we can automate with different core SCM or recruitment model or compensation module or the finance modules, payroll module, all different module of the Workday. It's one of the popular HRMS system or cloud based. So that also we easily automate with UiPath test suites. And if you're talking about the CRM and the tool like as a Microsoft Dynamics 365. So there are also so many ERP things which we are doing. So those also end-to-end Microsoft Dynamics 365 entirely platform we can automate very easily in UiPath test suites. And very important, the core banking systems. Yes, can we automate the core banking system like as Oracle FlexiCube or Infosys Finacle or so Terminus, so T24. So these are different core banking systems, and it's very hard to automate as well. But yes, because those are legacy platforms. But yes, UiPath should have a capability to automate those kind of the systems as well. Apart from that, there's so many things. Let's say LOS system, loan management system is there, insurance management system is there. So different system definitely you can automate it. But yeah, if you see the enterprise system automation solution, what we are getting from the UiPath. So yeah, there is a solution, guys, and definitely we can do those automations. Uh, so I have one quick demo regarding the SAP automation, and then you can see that how it is happening, right, with the SAP automation. So let me do that. So this is a script. So these are the SAP test cases, login in SAP, and different test cases, sales order creation, material creation, different test cases are there in the SAP, and you can see now. Let me show you one by one. Let me show the execution part directly. So I was talking about this kind of the SAP activities are there. So using this is UiPath Studio. Using this kind of activity you can do. So we have one test case, create a standard order. So let's see these test case. Yeah. So now we are running this particular standard order test case, and here you can see it's launching the SAP and doing the logon, enter the credentials and all. Entering the T code, entering the data. So whatever data, so those data also dynamically we can change. So these are one create a standard orders. It's a one end-to-end test case. So you can see that how the different data is coming and can get it getting executed. Okay. So this execution has been done. Let's see the output. So you can see the output. So we have given the verifications. All the verification has been passed. We got the output as well, output value. 149 is equal to the expected, whatever we expected. And you can see in 35 seconds, we are able to execute these one SAP test case, right? So likewise, if you have SAP, so this is SAP S4HANA. Likewise, if you have SAP Cloud, those kind of test cases, so those can also be, it's very easy go and you can automate it. So you can see in next. So we have SAP Cloud, one shopping cart application is there, and we also navigate in the products and placing the adding to the cart and doing the payments and placing the orders. So if you have this kind of scenarios, end-to-end scenario to end-to-end journey on the SAP or those kind of enterprise applications. So yeah, it's very easily you can do it. Yeah, order is getting created. And if you wanted to check out this order in the backend, so that also you can check it as a backend automation also supported it in the UiPath test. Yeah, so this is a quick demo I've showed regarding the SAP. Likewise, there are so many demos are there, but it's not possible to showcase me for each and every uh, application due to time constraint. But if you guys having, if you want to see the other platform how it's working, so definitely you can connect with me offline. I can help you. So the last area where we're talking about the industry specific automation, right? So what kind of the industry has been adopting the automation, so these UFA test suits, and yes, what kind of capabilities are there? So as you can see, there are several industries are there where the UiPath test suite is a perfect test automation solution, and it have a capability to automate their business processes. I mean the testing processes, mapping with what are the business processes are there. So in banking, finance, so core banking system, payment processing system, other financial applications. So those things you can easily go and automate it. Same in healthcare as well. So let's say you have a EHR system or patient portal system or customer front system. So those kind of healthcare application you can easily automate. In manufacturing, there are so many ERP system like as SAP are there. So in SAP also there are different modules are there. So, and those modules, test cases are there. You can easily automate it with the UiPath test suite. In the retail also, there is I mean, the retail is a classic use cases where we have seen that because your platform should always be uh, bug free, right? So end-to-end testing is very important. So in e-commerce, we have seen that e-commerce platform with SAP or with Salesforce Cloud or with the Oracle Cloud. So front store application, backend application, we can easily automate in UiPath. So we have the one client, right? So where they having the two separate automation tool, one for the front store and second for the back store testing, right? But with UiPath test suits, it is adding the advantage. So both the front store and back store backend application testing, it can be happen with the UiPath. So you can see that why you have a two different technology in one technology solving the problem. So that is a value add with the UiPath test suite in their automation portfolio. Likewise, very interesting POS systems, right? Because the point of sale, what are the different payments method are there with the QR code, with the swapping, and with the transfer the money. So there are so many POS systems available in the market, right? So yes, with so we have achieved one more thing. We have done one more project with this. You can also automate your POS systems as well very seamlessly. It can be integrated with the mobile and POS web dashboard and the POS system. So all together, we can easily do those integration and we can automate the POS systems as well using UiPath mobile automation capabilities. Uh, in telecommunication also, the CRM systems typically is those CRM application or whatever the B2C applications are there, customer side applications are there. So those also we can easily automate it. In education system, learning management systems, right? So in learning management system, uh, at a student level or at a admin level or teacher level, so with different roles and responsibility, you have to test end-to-end scenarios with different access and different systems, front and back end systems, right? And check the end-to-end journey of the creation of the course to completion of the assignment. So these kind of the learning management system use cases what we have done in a past. And yeah, in LMS industry also, UiPath's it's very fabulous. Insurance industry also. So there are the different insurance systems, core insurance system also are there, policy admin system, claim management system, and there are some customer side insurance portal also are there to see the end-to-end journey, how it is. I mean, once we are taking the insurance and doing the payments with the quotations, with checking with the different data sets, how the end-to-end scenario it can be happen with different insurance product, motor, bike, health, travel. So whatever kind of insurance products you have it in any insurance system. So how the end-to-end journey can be happen. So those scenarios also we can easily automate. Then other different industry you can see the stream, logistic transformation, media entertainment, OTP platform. So those OTP platform also. So there we have to see the video streaming. That's again complex things, challenging things to check the OTP platform with different videos. How it can be check on different rotations. How it can be automated. So yes. So those are things also it can be automated with the UiPath. That also we have done. So yes, so whatever the media entertainment applications are there, you can see likewise public sector application, your government website, tax filing system, those public portal, and also the in utility industry, the entire utility billing system, CRM system. So those kind of the systems and business processes, it's very, I mean, this UiPath is very capability. It can be covered. So that's why I mean nowadays I mean it's very being popular and the custom is adopting. This is the technology what we UI test tools. Okay, so I think we have covered the entire things for this session. So if you guys having any questions or feel free to ask your questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions.
Hi, Amit. Thank you for the presentation. It's a wonderful presentation on end-to-end test automation. So, Amit, in the beginning, you said like through test suite, if there is a software glitch due to which if an activity fails, so test suite has the capability to retry and log and proceed with the further execution, and along with that, parallelly, it can log a defect, and it can be integrated with any test management tool like Jira or any other tool. So that defect logging, do as a developer, do we have to set the title, description, the logs, and all those things, or the test suite can has that ability or activities to do that by itself.
Okay, yes. So test would having this ability where it can be for this particular test case for the particular steps. So this is expected result and what is the actual we are expecting, what we're getting with this kind of test data. So all this information test manager, it already have it. So the same information can be integrated with these Jira activities, with Jira
Okay,
parameters, and it can be there available. Before that also there's one more thing. If you also wanted to check whether this kind of similar kind of defect is already exist or not to have a duplicate check, right? So those things also you can find the defect for the particular categories and filterizations, and it will
got
check.
it. So if there's an open defect, it can um, find it.
It is open defect, then it will not log, so it can be
Mhm.
extract those defect ID, and it can be linked with the your test this is a fail, and this is a defect ID which is already raised. So those
Makes sense.
mapping also be getting done.
Thank you, Amit.
Yeah. So we have one question from Jim in a chat. How do you handle flaky locators in an application, meaning runtime generate objects on the GUI? Okay, Jim, whatever I understood, you meant to say that so there is a there's some locators. Uh, dynamically they are adding some different HTML parameters are still getting changed in dynamically, and how we can handle it. So this is a question. You can unmute yourself. Okay, perfect. Okay, so in UiPath, they are giving the best suggestions. What kind of the HTML locator we should use? So generally in CSS and parent IDs and those kind of the attributes which can be changed dynamically. So definitely it's you should not use it. So those are the parameters are reliable. Let's say name, text. So which is very difficult to change. And also with there's a one strategy dynamic selectors with adding the star and question mark, so it can be handled very well. So yeah, this is a way. I mean, in the UiPath selector dynamic strategy, we can handle those things as well, right? So even when you are developing your selectors, so you have to find out. I mean, you will get the entire DOM in UiPath selector explorer, so where you can see the entire structure, and it can be properties keep getting changed or not, so that you can exclude it, and whatever properties are still stable, you can keep it those things only, and it will never give any problems. So that's the one thing. But second thing, for example, the flakiness we were talking about, your the HTML properties and everything is proper, but with the some flakiness in terms of the speed of the application is running very slow, and the the scripts it's executing the particular step, and it's still taking a time. So there's a retry scope. It's one of the activity. So in that particular selector, if you want to retry again, and it will add a retry scope, it will re-execute again within the same steps, and you will get it the results. So these are the different ways are there in UiPath to avoid the flakiness. I hope I answer your question, Gene.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, my microphone's working now. Yeah, because a lot of problems that automation has is uh, not having proper locator attributes, properties information, and a lot of times you get systems where you have runtime generated objects, or say like accounts and things like that, and using wildcarding and regular expressions to do that can help to a certain degree, but a lot of times people are just focusing on CSS and XPath, which is
Exactly.
unreliable. So, I always tell people use name and ID. And if they don't have that, work with their developers if they can, if it's custom software, to put that stuff in. Because some of the commercial software that you're working with probably has it in there, but you can't be guaranteed of that.
Yes,
So,
definitely yes. Yeah,
so
please
I
go
was
ahead.
just curious about how you guys really handle that and recommend people to handle that, because that's probably the number one failure with a test script is it worked one time, the next time it doesn't work because something else has changed underneath the covers.
Correct, correct. So that is a typically problem with the automations, right? So that definitely XPath and all, definitely that will not work. So to avoid in UiPath, we are not creating any XPath, right? So we're creating the selectors with different techniques are there to build up those. So there's different types, strict selector, fuzzy selector, image-based selector sometimes. So if you enable all three options, right, and when you're running your scripts, and if you see that, so maybe it's not working with a strict selector option one, it will switch on option two. Option two is not working, switch on option three. So these are the three options are there for each and every selector. Maybe some parameter change, it will go for the option two and option three. So that's one way. And always, if you following the best practices to avoid the IDs, and those are dynamic objects. So definitely, you will not get this kind of problems. But if you're getting some flakiness in terms of the speed of the application, the element is not loaded on time, then you can again retry that particular selectors, those object with adding the retry scope activity, and it can again recheck, again re-execute in the same script, those particular steps or those selectors. So
Yeah,
these are
because
the ways are to avoid the flakiness.
sometimes you have latency on the server side, giving the HTML back, and you have a certain amount of timeout in there. So you guys are dynamically retrying so many times, and time interval is what I'm hearing.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting your question, this one.
Well, no, I mean, say like you have latency from the server side and the application is trying to update and you're waiting for an object to appear or disappear or the data to populate on the page. You have to build in some type of wait in there to say, okay, I'll wait 10 seconds for this to appear. And if not, retry again and do that so many times before you fail at that point. Correct?
Correct. Correct. This is the approach.
Okay.
So there's a one activities in UiPath, check abstract. So it will check. Also, let's say if you're giving the wait 30 seconds, right? And less than 30 seconds, for example, in 10 seconds on it's appearing this element, it will get this element, it will go up for further steps. So it will not wait. So there's no hardcore delay for wait for 30 seconds. But let's say after 30 seconds, see its elements not loading. So again, it will retry that particular chunk, these particular steps. Maybe in 40 seconds, it appears 30 plus 10 seconds, next retry. So it will get read. So with this kind of, it depends on application behavior, you can manage your scripts in UiPath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. So we have another question from Soumya. What are the best practices that we must keep in with like the test suits? Okay, so with the test suits, the best practices, I mean, so many things are there, but let me tell you quickly. So first of all, your test cases should be defined properly. What you want to be automated, it should be structured with the each and every steps. The first, and you can use the object repository. That's a wonderful feature in UiPath. So whatever the elements you are capturing across your test cases, go with the object repository. Uh, Adding the dynamic selectors that I can say in that objects. Then the add the retry scope, retry, those are retry mechanisms in your entire scripts. Use the UiPath data driven method, right? So where you can test that with the different data and one particular scenarios, right? Also you can to check in a compatibility on different browsers. So whatever the app name or the browser, you can put in a variable, and so you can run your scripts on different browser as well. You can put the browser name on a config file. Then also if you, do the integrations with the Jira and ALM or with Test Manager to see exactly what is happening. Add the logs, comprehensive log each and every steps. Capture the each and every verification points, right? In your steps using the very good activity check abstract or element exists. With this, you can capture the multiple objects. Add the screenshots in your each and every suit. So there is some packages are already available in UiPath test suite, let's say report HTML or the screenshot. So you can add those things as well. So these are the things I can recommend so far now, but there's so many things are there with UiPath while you're developing your entire test automation project in UiPath test suites. Okay. So from Vittal, we have one question. Do we require separate license for test manager? I think we can also run a test script from orchestrator testing tab. So how test manager different than other test scripts and execution? That's a good question, but how you asked here. So yes, there's separate license in Test Manager. It's required. So there's a two different. So whenever you wanted to set up the test sets and the integrate with the ALM platforms, and I mean your end-to-end testing, requirement understanding, managing the RTM, defects, test cases, all these things. So you can use a Test Manager. So let's say in some an orchestrator, definitely we can schedule your jobs for with respect to the whatever scripts you want to be automated, and you can check the logs. So those things and some configuration need required that you can do the orchestrator, and your robot can be executed. Those your test robot can be configured with orchestrator. So that's why you require orchestrator to running the your unattended test robots and running those jobs in unattended mode with the trigger of the schedule with different time, whatever you want. So that's orchestrator jobs and whatever the end-to-end test cycles, it can be captured in the test manager platform with requirement. You can write your requirement as well. You can write your test cases, manual test case as well. You can write it whenever defects are there. You can log this defect as well. You can see the insights, different KPIs in how many test case pass and fail with different run ID. So all these entire test manager capabilities is there in UiPath Test Manager. Apart from that, if you want to integrate with any third-party application, so those capability also in Test Managers. So to see the real-time insights of your entire test suite, what are test cases pass and fail, and defects are there. So those things you can see in a Test Manager. But orchestrator only here to schedule your job, run your jobs. In that particular jobs, any issues are there that you can see. But inside test cases, whatever the execution has been done, everything you can see in Test Manager. So these are differentiate between Test Manager and orchestrator. All right. So still we have 6 minutes. Still anyone have any questions? Okay. I hope session is clear. So anyone wanted to be connect with me. So let me on a LinkedIn, you can connect with me. Let me share my LinkedIn profile link. So if still you have any doubts, any questions, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So in a chat section, I have shared my LinkedIn URL. So you can connect with me. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your feedback. Thank you. Bye-bye.